Yo guys, it's Britt coming to you live from my car again. I'm about to go in and get groceries. I just had an awesome day with my dad for Father's Day at the Father's Day car show that we always go to, and my heart is just like full. Driving always really gets me into the vortex. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Oh my god, I had such an amazing experience yesterday at Abraham Hicks. Yesterday, if you guys didn't know, I went and saw Esther Hicks, aka Abraham, in person. And I had the best freaking time of my life, you guys. Honestly, if you're an Abraham Hicks fan, seeing her in person is such an emotional experience. Like, I literally cried, and I'm not a person that cries regularly. I cry joy tears, actually, more regularly now. But, like, when she walked on the stage, you guys, Esther Hicks, it just went into my soul, and I just, like, it was like I felt so grateful for how much her teachings have helped me that, like, I cried. You know that gratitude, joy, tears feeling? I imagine it would be like when you have a child, you would feel that same feeling where you kind of just look at it and cry because you're so grateful of, like, to all of life that you've created this, right? So anyways, Abraham Hicks was amazing, and I actually want to talk about a concept that really clicked into my brain, something that she said yesterday, and it's relative to this. So say hi to me, you guys, when you pop on here, or if you're watching on the replay, say hi, give me some hearts. What's up, guys? Love ya. So the topic is, hi, Richard. The topic is, well, I put watch if you feel inferior around others. And the reason why I titled it that is because this is, like, probably one of my biggest issues, and it's all humans' issues. I mean, truthfully, none of us are free of that feeling of unworthiness, or, you know, those feelings that we struggle to maintain, like, our feelings of confidence and worth as a human being, right? Like, it's something that everybody struggles with at some level. So, like, I mean, first of all, don't think that you're alone in this struggle if you feel inferior around others. And I want to tie it into this Abraham Hicks principle that really locked into my brain yesterday, you guys. And this is something that she said yesterday. She said, you couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. Okay? And that just really hit home for me. And I'll give you the context of what was happening. So what Esther said, or what Abraham said through Esther yesterday, she was doing a Q&A. Like, when you go to an Abraham Hicks event, you guys, most of it is just bringing up different people from the audience, and then the people in the audience ask a question, and then she answers as Abraham, and you get, like, the true source soul answer to the question. So anyways, there was this guy, he, like, had a bald head, he was a little bit older, he went up, and this is, like, how I remember him. He went up, and he was asking about, like, he had this big promotion or something. I forget what kind of job, whatever the fuck he was doing. Like, it was some big promotion. Hey, Robin. It was some big promotion that he had got, and he was feeling less good about himself in the presence of these, like, higher up people versus in his old job where he kind of felt like he was the boss and he knew everything and he wasn't, like, nervous about it or whatever. So he had gotten this promotion and he was working at this higher level now, and he was comparing it to, like, oh, I was fine when I was working in the little leagues, but now that I'm playing in the big leagues and with all these people that I feel like are better than me or whatever, now I'm starting to feel like he's starting to get a little bit wobbly, you know, feel a sense of low self-worth or whatever. And then Abraham started out by saying, so do you guys get that? Do you get the concept? So, like, you're fine doing some certain job, and then you get promoted, and you feel more nervous around these people, or you feel like maybe you're not up to the task, maybe you're not really good enough or whatever, right? Because, like, you're going from, he said it like this, oh, I'm going from the little leagues to the big leagues, right? And Abraham said, there is absolutely no different whether you're in the little leagues or the big leagues, okay? So meaning your job isn't any different, right? Like, even though it may seem like you have more responsibilities or there's, like, different people looking over you, like, really what you're doing is not different. And then what she said, and this is what I put in the title of this live stream because it so resonated with me, you guys, and I'll talk a little bit about my story here too with this, but She said, you couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. Okay? I'm going to say that again. You couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. Okay? So think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt inferior around other people because you felt like you were hanging out with all these cool people, or maybe you were just in a relationship situation with someone and you felt like they were way, more beautiful than you, or they were just like, you ever have that feeling where you're hanging out with someone and you just feel like you're less than them, and like you feel that feeling of inferiority, like you're not as good as the people that you're around, right? Have you ever experienced that? That used to be like my life story. I used to always feel like that. And it wasn't just like at a soul level that I just felt inferior, but I would notice qualities about other people and I would think, oh, like I don't have those qualities. And then I would use that to make myself feel bad about myself. And this would especially happen in like a group situation. When I was with a big group of people, I would think, oh, like, what am I even doing here? Like wait until they find out like I'm such a loser or whatever, right? And so I would always have these fears and insecurities, but this isn't like a special thing. I think most people on some level do actually feel it. And I think what most people actually do is we vacillate between superior and inferior, right? Like, so sometimes you're going to be in a group of people and you're going to feel like, oh, I'm better than everybody and I'm like the hottest shit that's ever existed. And actually I'm like the smartest person on earth and I'm the best person ever. And then you're going to go to the inferior complex, right? So this is actually my own personal quote. Something I've learned is like, literally, if you can feel inferior to someone, you can also feel superior to someone. So if you can feel superior to someone, you can also feel inferior to someone. So what we really want to do here is just recognize that we are all God created beings. We all come from the same source. Like literally, we are all divine. Like no one is better or worse at a core level. Some people do more with their lives and make better choices, not gonna lie there, but no one is inherently better or worse than anyone, right? Totally, Robin. So I want to go back to this quote. You couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. And I want to give you some different examples of this. So let's say we're just talking about Facebook, okay? Let's just say we're talking about Facebook and you find yourself following all these people doing amazing things. Maybe you follow a lot of like travel blogs, or you follow a lot of motivational self-help people or astrology people or business people or entrepreneurs or whatever, and you start to notice that this is sort of what you're noticing, right? You start to notice that this is what you're noticing. That kind of sounds funny. But like you start to realize, hey, I'm following all these people that are doing these kinds of things. Okay, let's bring back the quote. You couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. Okay? So they are a part of you. Okay? So let's go into a really in-depth spiritual concept here. The concept of oneness. Okay? So what you see in another and love is an aspect of you. Okay? So, and this can happen too with men as well. I see a lot of women doing this. I used to do this a lot, where you're dating these men and you love these certain qualities in them. For a while it was like I always would fall in love with guitar guys or drummers, and then I was going through my musical phase, right? And then it started to be businessmen, and then it started to be like badass men who said whatever the fuck they want and did what they want. And I notice now how all of these different qualities of all these different men were qualities that I was developing in myself. And that's why I was so attracted to them, or even sometimes feeling like I was obsessed with them. It was because I was developing those qualities in myself. Okay? So you couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. If you're noticing your Facebook feed is a whole bunch of a certain quality of people, it's something that you're developing in yourself, okay? And you belong there, and there's probably something that you're bringing out of yourself that these people are helping you bring out of yourself, right? Right. So Robin says, because we want to control perception instead of letting go if it's a parent-child dynamic instead of co-creators. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, Robin. Maybe can you elaborate a little bit more? I'm not sure when you said that. I think it was a bit before. So maybe it would make more sense if I knew what you said, what I said before you said that. You love this. Oh, good. I'm glad, Rebecca. So yeah, you couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. But also, so even when you find yourself in a negative situation, like if you find yourself surrounded by a bunch of fucking morons, right? Let's just be real. You're surrounded by a bunch of fucking idiots. Okay? You couldn't be there if you didn't belong there. So, and what I mean by that, okay, I don't mean you're an idiot. Okay, I don't. But I do mean that there is something in your vibration that attracted those people. Okay? You are a magnet. You are vibrationally attracting everything and everyone into your life from what you are thinking and feeling, especially what you're feeling. So thinking creates the feelings, right? But the feelings are the magnets that draw everything and everyone to you. Okay? So however you're feeling in any given moment is drawing people to you. So if you find yourself surrounded by a bunch of fucking idiots, you've either been noticing that the world is filled with fucking idiots, and then so they start being attracted to you because of your noticing of them, or there's something in these idiots' vibration that is teaching you something, and there's a lesson to be learned here, but it's always for a purpose. We're not just thrown around with random fucking humans, okay? Nothing is random. Everything is purposeful. You are attracting everything to you from your own vibration. But here's the thing. Sometimes we're unconscious of our vibration, right? Sometimes we don't know what we're even feeling, right? We're just walking around like on autopilot and we're not really sure what we're even feeling. We're actually trying to avoid even feeling anything. And then we get a little bit confused by what shows up in our lives. Yes, you are the hottest shit ever. Blinding, brilliant, straight fire. Exactly. Exactly, Robin. If that's what you're noticing in other people, then it is you as well. But I don't just mean that you don't have to do anything. You already are those people. Like, you probably have to develop those qualities in yourself still. You probably like have to do some work to become that person, or do some work to deliberately quantum shift instantly into that reality where you are that. It's not like you can just sit around and watch people and do nothing and think you're going to become them. It's not really like that. But when you do notice who you're around, and if you start to find yourself around some really amazing people, it's a good idea to know that that is you, and then ask yourself a question like, well, how could I even be more of that so that I could actually realize that that's me? You know what I mean? Like, how could I even be more of that I'm seeing in these other people? Like, maybe I should take a course from them, or, and this is true too, you should always try to shadow and learn from people who are the embodiment of what you are wanting to be, right? You're going to find people who are farther along than you, who have done more work on themselves than you, and who have figured things out that you haven't figured out yet. And you have to trust that you've attracted those people to you from your soul, like it's a soul connection, and there's a soul contract in place for these people to help you, right? And then you have to let them help you. Of course, babe, you can share this. Always share any of my stuff. I love it. Robin says, when you're feeling the need to either feel superior or inferior, you're creating a parent-child dynamic. The sovereign shift is partnering with the other God consciousness on an equal co-creative level. Exactly. That's exactly it. And I haven't ever heard it said that way, but now that you say that, Robin, that's exactly what I'm saying. That makes perfect sense. So, doesn't that make you feel loved? To know that everybody and everything that shows up in your life is here to help you. And everybody and everything that shows up in your life is because of you. And therefore, you can change who and what is showing up in your life by changing your own vibration. Okay? You can actually change who shows up in your life by changing your own vibration. And then once you realize how to do this, you can look back on your life, okay, and see how you attracted everything and everyone by way of your own feelings, okay? Like, maybe you've had some difficult relationships in your life. Those would be attracted by feeling a lot of negative emotions over and over and over again, right? That is how this kind of stuff happens. Or if you've had a lot of negative experiences in your life, it's because some part of you vibrationally was feeling like you're at that level where you would attract that, right? But once you actually change your vibration, you can have it so literally you only meet with nice people. Like, I never meet with rude people ever unless I'm in a bad mood. And this is something that you can actually notice, you guys, is notice what kinds of people, like even just random people that are showing up in your life. And once you realize this, you connect with your true power. And it feels so good to come into your own power to control things. And I'm not saying that it's easy, because some of you have been choosing the negative thought for so long, or have been choosing to feel, you know, whatever negative emotion it is for so long, that it's going to take repeated, deliberate effort for you to shift the belief and create a new reality, right? And it's something that you may want some help with. And by the way, there's 1 week left to apply to work with me in my Golden Goddess one-on-one coaching. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Sometimes you need some help with this, because you can kind of, like, this is what I did for a really long time before I really went full force, like full-fledged into my joy of living. I would vacillate, right? I would go back and forth a lot. Like, I would have these really joyous experiences where I just totally knew that I was in control, manifesting my dream life, like all the things were lining up. But then it was like I didn't quite fully believe that I was able to do it. So I would pop back into the negative place, right? And if in that negative place, I would have just had a coach like me to talk me through it in the way of Abraham Hicks, in the way of soul, I could have flipped back in like 5 minutes, or in like a minute if I had my Brittany Taylor method of healing as well, which I am going to teach you if we work together one-on-one, and you do get free access to my Brittany Taylor method of healing online course as well. So you'll learn how to heal yourself within like minutes and flick back into joy and love like within minutes. Well, like at first it'll probably take like 5 or 10 minutes, but then once you get good at doing the healing modality, it will take like minutes, like less than 1 minute. Makes so much sense, Jennifer says. Great, I'm glad. So really what you got to just do, and now like a lot of what I'm going to say now, guys, is going to come from Abraham Hicks. It already was, but now that I've seen her in person, I just feel even more activated in that sense. And some guy, well, I forget who it was. His name was Alex. Some guy commented. His name's Alex. He's not some guy. His name's Alex. But he commented on my Abraham Hicks post from yesterday, which you should totally read. It's kind of like my story of how each Abraham Hicks book kind of got me deeper and deeper and deeper into my spiritual path and into my soul knowing and into what I do now and into the joy of living and everything. It's pretty cool. But this guy commented, and he's like, I see you being the next generation of Abraham Hicks or something. And it's so funny because that is exactly what I see, like in my highest goal vision for myself. I see me like being, exactly the Abraham Hicks for our generation. Because she's like 71, right? So someone's got to take over, right? And actually when I write sometimes, you guys, it's like I am Abraham. I write and I'm like, okay, like who just wrote that? You know? But see, that's another classic example of this. You are never anywhere that you don't belong. Or whatever the actual quote was. Oh, you couldn't be there if you didn't belong there, right? So I was at Abraham Hicks. I definitely belonged there. It was like a vibrational soul activation. Yeah, and I used to feel, you guys, I used to feel so insecure in like a group setting, like with people. I used to feel like I was like the lesser cool of the people. And whenever you're, making yourself less than others, you start to feel all this anxiety and fear. And it's because it's absolutely not the truth of who you are at a soul level, right? But I used to always feel like that. And the way that I've gotten over it, like I rarely ever feel like that now. Like if I do, it's quite easily shifted. But the way that I got over it is with this concept and with constantly building myself up with love and worthiness and doing my own Brittany Taylor method of healing whenever anything else comes up that like needs more work, which is not actually that often anymore. But how I got to this place is just by understanding these principles, like that I'm a vibrational being and everyone and everything that shows up into my life is a vibrational match to who I am. And another Abraham Hicks quote that I really love is, you always attract your perfect match. Okay? You always attract your perfect match. And that means you're always attracted to the people, whether it be relationships or friendships or like soulmate clients or actual soulmates or whatever. You're always attracting people who are perfectly vibrationally matching the energy that you're emitting. Okay? So if you're attracting all kinds of like shitty people, there's something shitty in your energy, and it doesn't mean you're shitty. I'm not saying like, oh, I did do a post once where I'm like, I attract lots of asshole guys because I am an asshole. But I was fully able and ready to embody that asshole-ish quality of myself and accept it and own it. But you don't technically have to do that. I'm just hardcore with my self-talk. Like I can fucking, give myself I can call myself an asshole and I don't feel offended, but when other people got offended with that post a little bit. But I know you guys understand what I'm putting down. Like, if you keep attracting a certain aspect in someone that you don't like, okay, it's either in you too, and it probably is because the concept of oneness, or it's just that you keep focusing on it. So here's the thing. If you keep focusing on everything that you hate in others, it just has to keep showing up, okay? Because then it's in your vibration. Like if you keep attracting grumpy people or you keep attracting, a certain aspect of people that you just don't like, it's because it's in your energy, because you keep thinking about it. You keep pondering it, okay? So anyways, I'll leave you with this because I'm going to go get my groceries. Spend time daydreaming things as you wish them to be. Okay. So whenever you're driving in your car and you start to doze off, no, I'm just kidding. I should hope you're not dozing off when you're driving. Or just whenever you are just pondering things, make an effort to ponder your life as you wish it would be. Okay? Just lightly. We're not doing this for any reason. We're just doing this because it feels so fucking good to just think of our lives and think of it as you wish it to be. No attachment, because you know what? We're kind of happy right now too, right? We found some joy right now in this moment, and we're just lightly visualizing our entire dream lives, okay? Spend some time doing that, okay? With no attachment. And literally even 20 minutes a day with this creative visualization can change your life into that, okay? And then what you got to do with all the limiting beliefs that you think are stopping you from having that life, you just got to rewire them. You can use my Brittany Taylor method of healing. If we work together one-on-one, I will teach you it. So message me about that. There's 1 week left to sign up for the Golden Goddess Activation one-on-one coaching with me. So message me if you're curious about that. I'll send you the overview. But that's what you got to do, is every night for 20 minutes, visualize your life as you wish it to be and really get into the feeling of it, right? Because like I said earlier, it's not so much your thoughts that are creating your reality, it's your thoughts that are creating your feelings. So when you're doing your visualization every night of your dream life, I want you to feel it. I want you to feel how you would feel when you wrote that best-selling book, or feel how you would feel if that really hot, amazing guy wanted to marry you. Feel how you would feel if you had the ability to travel the world or do what, like, everybody has different dreams, right? We all have fucking different dreams. I can't tell. Maybe you should just write in the comments what your highest vision and dream for your life is, because the more that you say it, the more that it gets brought into being. Okay? Because here's the thing, like, you've got this grid set up, okay? And every time you even lightly think of something, like when you're driving your old car and you think, hey, I'd kind of like a new car. Your new car is in your vortex, right? Now I'm talking full Abraham Hicks here. Your new car is in your vortex. And if you allow yourself to just think of that and not counter it with any disbelief that you don't get to have that, you will have that new car, and very soon. I did that. Now I'm driving my brand new car. But you can do this for anything, right? So every time you're just lightly pondering and thinking of something that you might enjoy to have, right? It could be a fucking donut or something. Every time you're just pondering and lightly thinking of something that you would like to have, it's in your vortex, okay? And as long as you're not blocking yourself from having your good, you know, ways you could be blocking it is by thinking, well, that's not possible, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 all the bullshit, like other thoughts and variations of that thoughts. I don't want to even go there because my vibration is like so above it right now. But you get my drift, right? Like, unless you're doing that, you will naturally be led to the action steps. You got to take action too. Sorry. You can't just dream about it. I'm sorry. You can get really good at manifesting, though, that people actually bring you the stuff that you want, but that's not really what you're searching for, okay? Yes, like, and I'm going to say this. Yes, you can get really good at manifesting that you actually just get everybody to just do nice things for you all the time and buy you stuff and give you stuff, but that's not really why you came to this earth. Okay, partially, maybe, yes, you want to experience the joy of other people giving you everything on a silver platter. But the real reason you came here is to utilize your own soul gifts and be able to get all the things for yourself. And be this shining light in the universe that is a radiant example of joy and freedom, the joy of living. Like, that is really what you came here to do. You came here to be the creator of your life. And the way that you create your life is going to be different for everybody. But what you really came here to do is do it for yourself in whatever way you wish it to be, right? So you literally can be, do, or have anything that you want. Nothing is off limits. And if there's any thought in your mind that says that it's off limits, it's not the higher truth of your soul, okay? The higher truth of your soul and of everyone's soul on this entire planet is that we can be, do, or have anything that we desire. And most people, when you look around, have not tapped into this power. They don't fucking know it. And that's why they're not living lives that are worth even talking about. I mean, God, some people are boring. Wouldn't you agree? And some people have actually tapped into this power unconsciously. Like, you'll look around and some people are actually living quite amazing lives. And they don't know anything about soul or manifesting or whatever. But I bet there's things that they could improve upon if they did know the laws of the universe. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys. I mean, shit, like, I saw Abraham Hicks yesterday. That's why this entire fucking video is basically just an Abraham Hicks sermon to you. But it's like, literally, I just knew in every fiber of my being and soul, and I mean, I knew this before, but I know it even more now, that, like, my life purpose is to teach this to you guys. That's when I'm in my joy. And a lot of what I do is not even really talking, you guys. A lot of what I do is just literally beaming joy and unconditional love. Like, I literally, this is kind of funny. You might think this is kind of funny. But I literally just, like, think of, you know how on Facebook, everybody has their little circle, like, picture or whatever, their face, like, their profile picture or whatever. I just imagine, like, sending, I feel like, and it's not even something I'm trying to do, but I feel like my soul literally just sends fucking, like, buckets of unconditional love to, like, every one of you on my Facebook. Like, it doesn't discriminate. It's just literally my soul, whenever I see people, whenever I do anything, like on all the little profile pictures on Facebook, my soul is literally just radiating love to everybody. And that's also part of my purpose on earth. So, like, I don't want you to think your purpose on earth has to be, like, doing something. Sometimes it's just radiating a certain energetic quality, right, as you do it. So, like, you could be doing something that's maybe not really your sole purpose, but your purpose in being there is that you actually radiate this beam of joy and love to everybody else that's there, and then that's part of your purpose, and then it leads you more into another purpose. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's, your purpose isn't necessarily doing something. It's always being something. It's being a certain energy, right? And if you follow your joy, it will lead you to your purpose. I guarantee you guys, like, I would not have known this is what I would be doing years ago, right? But then I guess a part of you always knows too, right? A part of you always knows. I mean, I've been a coach since I was fucking 6 years old, and my mom's drunk fucking divorced friends would cry on my shoulder and ask me for relationship advice. And I always knew exactly what to say to heal them. And sometimes it wasn't ever what I said. It was my energy. It was like I knew exactly how to radiate a certain quality of love that could heal anything. And that's still what I'm doing now. So, if you're interested in the Golden Goddess Activation one-on-one coaching with me, message me, because this is the last week to sign up. I would love to be your guide into your personal joy of living. Thank you for joining, Jennifer. Yes, Rebecca, get a Corvette. I love that. Visualize that lightly every night when you go to bed and really get in the feeling of it. And this is how you create anything and everything. And yeah, if you want to work together one-on-one, my Golden Goddess Activation package is open for 1 more week. And with this package, you get unlimited one-on-one access to me, and you also get my entire Brittany Taylor Method of Healing course for free as a bonus, because I'm going to be teaching you how to use it for yourself. So by the time we're done working together, you're going to be a master at healing yourself of any of the emotional shit that's coming up that's, you know, could be technically called a block, right? So that you can just go full force into your joy of living. Okay? Love you guys. Message me if you want more info on that. And remember, you came for the joy of living. Bye.